Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
A Franciscan priest volunteering at a homeless shelter in Dublin, Ireland, was stabbed in the head during a knife attack by a disabled man on the morning of April 25th. The Irish Times reported that Brazilian father, Ademir Marques, age 56, was stabbed at the Capuchin Day Center while handing out breakfast. The attacker was a disabled 38-year-old man named Anthony Garrity. Father Marques was subsequently treated at a hospital for a non-life-threatening injury. Garrity was immediately arrested by the police and charged with assault and unlawful possession of a blade as a weapon. According to the Irish Times, chief executive of the center, Brian Friel said, "Thankfully, the prompt intervention of our team meant that Father Ademir sustained only a superficial injury and will be back to his ministry again tomorrow as usual." Garrity appeared in district court the same day, where defense solicitor Amanda Connolly told the court that she could short-circuit matters. "I can inform the court there is certainly a cognitive deficit in respect of Mr. Garrity, and he is also nonverbal," she said. Connolly added that she had attempted to communicate with Garrity as best as possible, learning that he objected to seeking bail. The Irish Times reported that Garrity consented to being remanded in custody for a full psychiatric and cognitive assessment of his fitness to plead. Rome's police arrested one of America's most wanted, who was armed during a crowded general audience of the Pope at the Vatican. The suspect is among the most wanted U.S. fugitives and was arrested with 3 knives on him. Moises Tejada was found in a bathroom in St. Peter's Square, in the Vatican, during a weekly general audience delivered by Pope Francis on Wednesday, April 10, 2024. He had attracted the attention of police, who followed and detained him, while the square was filled with pilgrims and tourists. When the 54-year-old was arrested, police found 3 knives on him, each 20 centimeters or 8 inches long, and one with a double blade. Tejada is listed as one of the most wanted fugitives in the state of New York. The U.S. state government wrote that Tejada has been convicted of kidnapping and robbery and is classified as violent. The Office of Special Investigations New York's most wanted list indicated that Tejada should be considered armed and dangerous and never be approached. Another Catholic priest in South Africa has been killed. The Catholic bishops of South Africa released a statement on the killing of Father Paul Tatu, a priest of the Stigmatine order. They wrote, "The Southern African Catholic Bishops' Conference has just heard of the tragic news of the demise of one of our priests based in Pretoria, Father Paul Tatu, through a gunshot wound. Father Tatu worked for several years as the Bishops' Conference's media and communications officer with dedication. We are saddened by his tragic death. We extend our condolences to the Stigmatine congregation, to which he belonged, and his family." It must be noted that the death of Father Paul Tatu is not an isolated incident, but rather a distressing example of the deteriorating state of security and morality in South Africa. Father Tatu's death occurred soon after another young priest, Father William Banda, was shot in cold blood and died soon after in Zanin. The murder of these priests occurs amid growing concerns about the increasing disregard for the value of life, where people are wantonly killed. On behalf of the bishops, I appeal to all people responsible for these murders to refrain from thinking that they can do what they like with people's lives. Life belongs to God, and no one has a right to take it as one pleases. Furthermore, a deliberate termination of the life of one person affects not only the person killed, but a whole network of relationships of that person. A family person killed affects the family of that person, the extended family, friends, colleagues, and those dependent on the dead person for support. Killing one person brings about pain and misery to many people. While making this call for the respect of life, we know that some people have taken a position not to respect life and will continue to kill, and for this reason, we have a government with a mandate to deal with such people. Mr. President and Police Minister, there is a growing impression among South Africans that criminals are freely murdering the citizens with no fear of consequences. On behalf of the Catholic bishops of Southern Africa, I join many others in cries for immediate and effective measures to ensure the security of law-abiding citizens who work hard to support their families and for our Catholic priests who spend their lives serving the people of this country. We appeal to you to make the well-being and safety of our people a top priority. As a church, we are at your disposal for discussion and strategies to stop the murder of innocent people, which is now becoming a pandemic in this country. A priest was injured and 2 killed after a woman started shooting in a home and was caught on camera. A woman and 3 men broke into a family home, killed 2 people and left a priest injured, in Brazil. The police have now captured cattle rancher Ines Gemelaki, 48 years old, and her son, Dr. Bruno Gemelaki Dal Paz, 28 years old, the suspects identified for the double homicide of Pilson Pereira de Silva, age 80, and Roy Luis Bogo, age 68. Authorities also arrested the woman's husband, Marcio Goncalves, and her brother-in-law Eder Goncalves, for their alleged role in the shooting. Marcio Goncalves is being investigated for driving the escape vehicle. The shooters surprised at least 10 people who were gathered, and children also witnessed the crime. The Catholic priest was injured during the attack on a residence in Peixoto de Azevedo, on April 21 in the afternoon. Security camera footage shows the moment 3 people invade the house, shooting several people. The injured victim, Father Jose Roberto Domingos, from the parish of Peixoto, was shot. An audio circulating on WhatsApp, supposedly from the priest, saying, "I don't know what feud they had with the owner of the house. I escaped, firstly, by the hand of God. Then, I threw myself behind the sofa." The priest underwent surgery and remains hospitalized. Reports indicate that Ines had rented a property from the owner, but left it with debts, generating disagreements and a legal battle between the parties. The police were called by neighbors, who reported hearing the sound of gunshots at the residence. In the images, it is possible to see that people in the house start to run and others duck and try to hide. Then a blonde woman appears and shoots one of the men. The civil police are investigating the case.
Watch our programme every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Catholic News World channel. God bless.
Please subscribe to Catholic News World's YouTube channel. Thanks and God bless.